In the 2020 F1 season, the suit manufacturers for the F1 grid look like this. Half of the grid sponsored by Alpine stars, but the big three teams all wearing Puma race suits. Going into the 2025 season, now it looks like this, and while they have lost Red Bull and Mercedes, they have grown into partnering up with 4 teams, sponsoring Sauber, Williams, Aston Martin, and remaining partners with Ferrari. Puma has embedded its brand not only in Formula 1, but also across motorsports, and it continues to grow, becoming this business giant in the industry. But how did they get to this point? How did a sportswear brand that had nothing to do with racing suddenly outgrow the veterans? And how does the future look for them? I'm Izzo, and let's get started. The year is 1919, and in a small German town called Herzogenaurach, 2 brothers named Rudolf and Adolf, the good Adolf, Dassler founded the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. Within the first few years, their products became well known, and the majority of German athletes wore the Gebrüder Dassler spikes at the Summer Olympic Games in Amsterdam 1928. Almost 30 years after founding the company, Rudolf and Adolf Dassler broke up and went their separate ways. Adolf would go on to create Adidas, but only after his brother Rudolf has founded Puma. The Puma and Formula 1 partnership didn't see quick success and instead experienced a slow burn journey to the top that led to major signings with the largest teams. The first taste of pinnacle of motorsport was back in the iconic yet dangerous days of 1984. This period in the 80s was a far cry from F1 these days, as there was no glitz and glamour, no Vegas Grand Prix, no Lance Stroll, no greedy team principals swapping drivers more often than Taylor Swift swapping boyfriends, and little to no safety. Puma archivist Helmut Fischer remembers the first Puma shoes for motorsports were high-cut leather shoes for Stefan Beloff in 1984. He was also an apparent idol of one of the greatest to ever grace the grid, Michael Schumacher. Beloff only had a short career in Formula 1, competing with Tyrrell Racing. During his peak period in motorsport, Beloff always revved Puma sneakers and was introduced through Puma founder Rudolf Dassler's son, Armin, who was very keen to work with Stefan, according to Helmut Fischer. Beloff's now iconic ultra high top race shoes were the first to be born in the paddock. They were blue, extra high top, and weighed 4 times more than today's racing shoes. I was really gonna tell a yo mama joke there, but then I realized I'm in my 20s now. Unfortunately, the young talent passed away in a tragic accident during the World Sports Car Championship at the 1000 kilometers of Spa in Belgium. He never had the chance to reach his potential, and it's been said that Beloff was even offered a contract by Enzo Ferrari himself. Despite his tragic passing, Beloff's legacy lives on, especially at Puma, where he is touted as the first driver ever to wear Puma shoes in Formula 1. Embodying Beloff's daring spirit, Puma leaped headfirst into the high-speed world of Formula 1, making their official foray in 2001 by employing the Jordan Grand Prix team. A long-term licensing deal was agreed where the Puma name was carried on the racewear and team uniforms. Beginning with the Big Cat branded gear for Jordan Grand Prix, the partnership now spans a massive annual offering of merch and plenty of iconic sneakers like the Speed Cat. An ultra slimmed down driving shoe, Puma Speed Cat has become an icon beyond the grid, and according to the Puma's archivist Helmut Fischer, it is to this day the most sold Puma sneaker ever. It wasn't long after the Puma let their Race Cat and Speed Cat loose into the world, leading top teams in F1 to sign with them. Sauber was next up, signing in 2003 when the car wasn't a literal tractor with wings, and with BMW, Williams and Renault following in 2004. Since 2004, Puma have crafted their own race suits in Italy and gone on to create iconic racing sneakers like the Race Cat and Venticore. There's also been plenty of juice injected into the Puma Formula 1 line off-track this year, with the likes of a Joshua Vite collaboration and wild news surrounding A$AP Rocky, yes, that A$AP Rocky, the A$AP Rocky, being employed as the creative director. On the track, Joe Guan Yu said, "As a driver, obviously we are chasing for milliseconds, so the driver sneaker needs to boast all the latest modernized technical aspects. Part of achieving this in Formula 1 is having your driver and car pairing to be as light as possible, and every gram counts. This year in testing was where we saw teams take it to the next level, shedding their painted liveries and instead opting for exposed carbon fiber." Alpine. That's why Fisher has said that for the race footwear in general, the overall shape is slimmer than your regular sneaker. That's been the defining characteristics of the Speedcat and other Puma racing sneakers, as light as a feather. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, said when looking back at his Puma race shoes from his first championship in 2014, "It weighs nothing, it's like a sock." For Hamilton, when he joined Mercedes and signed with Puma, it was important to him to have the lightest boots out of every brand. On top of weightlessness, motorsport sneakers are very low profile with little to no midsole, says Fisher, which makes Puma Speedcat an almost perfect sneaker for the general public. If you went outside right now, you could probably spot a pair on the feet of a non-F1 fan. Through the years-long partnership, the Scuderia alongside Puma have continued to push their drivers to craft their own iterations of popular silhouettes. Sebastian Vettel, former championship winner with Red Bull, crafted a number of his own sneakers during his 6-season tenure at Ferrari. Vettel's 2017 Evo Pro and 2020 Speedcat Pro donned the Scuderia scarlet tones and remain some of the sneaker highlights of his career. For Verstappen's first championship, Puma created a custom pair of Speedcat Pros dosed in gold. But not literal gold though, this is F1, remember, you gotta keep everything as light as possible. This represented somewhat of a changing of hands and new era in Formula 1. Donning the number 1 on your car isn't the only statement drivers have made with their race gear. In 2020, Lewis Hamilton, alongside Puma and Mercedes, was able to come up with the black race gear concept. The pinnacle of motorsport has become more popular than ever before through celebrity endorsement and Netflix's Drive to Survive. Because of this, Puma have doubled down in partnerships with teams and extended their relationships with top dogs. A collaboration with artist Joshua Vide showed the partnership in a new light that merged street fashion with motorsport. Quickly following that collaboration was the big announcement that A$AP Rocky was the new creative director for the Puma F1 line, debuting the first collection at Vegas. Since their beginning in 1984 with Stefan Belov, Puma have transformed their F1 partnership into a pop cultural mainstay. Today, Puma partners up with brands such as Porsche Design, BMW Motorsports, and there's also a big confusing three-way collaboration going off with Puma, Porsche, and Dua Lipa. Either way, they're moving forward, and the recent years they have had a literal Formula 1 Academy team, with the Puma car being driven by the young talent Aurelio Nobles. They have also become a key race gear supplier to 6 F1 Academy drivers as part of the championship. Puma stands as the ideal partner for F1 Academy, bridging a legacy in women's motorsport. From the pioneer involvement as official racewear supplier for W Series from 2019 to 2022, to the current motorsport brand ambassadors such as Naomi Schiff and 2023 F1 Academy champion Marta Garcia. The Puma Chief Product Officer Maria Valdez said, "Puma's collaboration with F1 Academy is so much more than just a sponsorship. It's a continued commitment to the advancement of female in sport, specifically motorsport. This partnership feels natural to our brand as we continue to push sport and culture forward." F1 Academy Managing Director Susie Wolf said, "Through its collaborations with the world's biggest artists and creators, Puma has been able to push the boundaries between sport, lifestyle, and fashion to create streetwear which reaches a wider and more diverse audience. This, coupled with Puma's strong motorsport legacy and its commitment to innovation, makes it the perfect brand to collaborate with F1 Academy as the series looks to inspire a younger generation of fans." It's clear to see that Puma is deeply involved and invested in its future in motorsport. They will continue to grow and collaborate with important figures both on and off the track. With Adidas just joining the Formula 1 grid, it will definitely be interesting to see how they approach motorsport and if they even will take it further like Puma did. That's been the story of Puma. I hope you guys liked it, and I'm gonna go and buy me some Speedcats now. I've been Izzo, and thanks for watching.